22:40 in the evening. As you can tell, it's dark outside. It's the second time I record this video. I had actually recorded it during sunset. The light was beautiful in this room, but I completely fucked up the settings in the camera and the camera angle, which is pretty ironic considering that making videos and photos is technically my job. So I'm recording it again now. I'm waking up in around 6 hours 20 to go train. So yeah, great. Welcome to episode 3 of Becoming an Athlete, the series where I go from obese to finishing an Ironman. And the reason I'm doing this is because I was tired of being fat. I got fat when I stopped smoking and my life got pretty sedentary, and I thought I just wanted to change. And that's something that I really hate. And what I hate the most is losing in front of people. It drives me absolutely crazy. So when I started this challenge, knowing how easy it would be to actually stop and lose motivation in the first period of the challenge mostly, I decided I would record myself and, well, try not to lose in front of you. So if you're seeing this video, I haven't lost yet. But I learned something from the past episodes, and that is I'm very bad at doing these speeches, which is why I have my laptop right here. I have bullet points that I will be looking at to make this video make sense. If you don't know me yet, my name is Luca. Around a year ago, I was fat. And when I say fat, I mean obese. I weighed around 114 kilos at my heaviest. And I decided that I wanted to change. The reason I wanted to change is because I wasn't actually fat all my life. I would say actually being pretty healthy. Actually, no. Healthy is not the right word because I was drinking and smoking. But I would say I was in decent shape for the majority of my life. Then all of a sudden I got a very sedentary job. I work as a photographer and videographer, which means that the majority of my days are actually spent behind the desk editing the stuff that I'm doing. And when I stopped smoking around 2 years ago, my life being very sedentary and stopping smoking at the same time created this weird mix where I started eating a lot more and I gained a lot of weight. So I wanted to be back in shape, and actually I wanted to be in the best shape of my life because now I'm not a smoker, I don't drink anymore. And if I go on a diet and do sport, which I've never done before, I could probably be the best version of myself. And that is actually what is happening right now. So this is why I started this series. In the process of starting this series, I realized that this series wasn't just about me. There's a lot more people in my same situation who are stuck or they became fat. Because the truth is, a lot of people just become fat and they don't even realize it. And they get stuck in this kind of lifestyle they're having, which makes it very hard to get out of obesity or to get back into shape. So I realized I had to document my journey. And as hard as documenting my journey is, because obviously I'm one person, which means I don't get to carry the camera around when I'm training, which is the entire reason why you're not seeing my training in these videos, but you're only seeing these monologues that I do every time I have some time to sit down and look dead straight into the camera to tell you guys something. So I wanted to document as much as possible in order for people to know that there's hope, because I've never done sport before and I was severely obese. So if I can do this, you can do this too. If you're in my situation, you can do it. If you're starting from a better point, that's going to be easier than it is for me. So you can do it. And if you're starting from a worse place than I'm starting at, it might take a tiny bit more work, but you're gonna get there too. Because the process is the same for all of us, and we've all been there. At least I was trying to change. So one of the questions I'm gonna get, if I get any, because I have around 42 subscribers, I think, is why am I recording this at night when I only have 6 hours of sleep ahead of me instead of just recording it tomorrow? Well, the truth is, I just don't have the time. And the reason I don't have the time is because my training has ramped up so much in the last few months that I'm now working out around 15 to 17 hours. Yeah, that's a lot. Mostly for someone that didn't do any sport until last year. And trying to merge that with my personal and work life has been quite a struggle in the last few months. I've had to take a lot of radical decisions that have completely changed my life. For example, I'm now waking up a lot earlier than I was before. I am almost never drinking because alcohol is pretty bad for muscle recovery, it's pretty bad for your sleep pattern, which I'm now taking a lot of care of because I need to maximize the quality of my sleep. And honestly, it's very hard to find time for myself, which makes it harder for me to actually make these videos. Which is pretty sad because I know I left you guys on episode 2 saying I would really like to make more videos. And if any of you have any ideas on how I can do it, please let me know. The only way I found so far is to have this very polished video that I shoot with my camera once a month or something like that, and then record daily videos where I show you guys how I train and how I'm doing, which I record with my phone and upload on my Instagram and my TikTok. So if you want to see those videos, make sure to check my TikTok and my Instagram, which I've just created. And if you want to see the workouts that I'm doing, I also post all of them on Strava, where I try to be as transparent as possible. So make sure you check that out as well, and don't forget to give me kudos in case. On episode 2, I mentioned that I started working out with a coach, and I didn't want to say his name or tell you more about it because I had just started and I didn't really know if it was gonna work. Well, I've now been working with this coach for around 4 months, and it's working a lot. So I want to tell you his name and how it's going. My coach name is Thomas Luke, and you can actually find him at this website. I'm not getting any discount or favor or whatever for shouting him out. I just really like working with him, and I would highly suggest him. The reason I suggest him is because the hardest part of training is knowing what to do. And mostly if you are not a trained person that has not done sport in the past, I think it gets pretty hard to know how you should train. So Coach Thomas actually helps me out so much on that by scheduling all my training, and is super polite when it comes to changing them up or switching them because I might be traveling or I maybe don't have the equipment that I need to use to train because I'm at a hotel like I am now. Apart from that, working out with a coach has been incredible and I've seen insane results, which I probably would not be seeing if I was training by myself. So coach, if you're seeing this, thank you very much for all the hard work you're doing. It's thanks to you if I broke my 5K PR time 4 times in 4 months. In the course of these 4 months, I broke it 4 times. And the last time I set my PR was actually a week ago in Italy when I was visiting my family and I met with my friend Giovanni, who is a pretty elite runner actually. Thanks Giovanni, I know he's gonna watch this video actually. That said, in the last few weeks, I'm actually running a tiny bit less. And the reason I'm running less is because my training is very centered on cycling. Obviously, cycling is a huge part of triathlon and is the biggest and most time consuming part of an Ironman. Which means the faster I get on the bike, probably the faster I'm gonna finish the race. If I finish the race, obviously. So Coach Thomas is actually moving a lot of my training to cycling, because a lot of the benefits you get from cycling will also transfer to swimming and running. So because I'm cycling so much, I decided I was going to spend the last 1,500 euros of savings that I had to buy new wheels. The reason I wanted to buy new wheels is, well, there's 2 reasons actually. The first one is I thought I was going to gain some speed and my rides were going to get more comfortable because I had some shitty wheels that I was given with my Canyon bike. My rides did get more comfortable, but I did not gain any speed, which brings me to the second reason why I bought new wheels. And that is, I just wanted my bike to look cooler. Because I'm spending so much time on it, I just wanted to look as fly as possible. So, this is an image of my bike right now. You should say it looks cool. So now I have a pretty good looking bike, but I'm still a terrible cyclist. And that's going to be my focus for the next few months. I would be extremely happy if I could break the 30 kilometers an hour average speed for a bike ride. Because yes, I still haven't reached it. My brother, who is a cyclist, he's pretty ashamed of me actually. But enough talking about running and cycling, because these are the 2 sports I've been talking about so much. in all these 3 episodes, and there's a sport I've never named before, and that is swimming. Now, the reason I haven't really named swimming before is because I can't swim at all, and I was pretty ashamed of going to a pool and having people see me in swimwear because, well, I was fat, and if you are overweight, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty hard to feel comfortable with your body, which also makes it a lot harder for you to show yourself in public places. And by any means, I've never been judged because of it, and I'm pretty sure no one would ever judge me for it, even if I showed in a swimming pool at my heaviest. But these are the things that people that are overweight have to deal with, which is themselves and their demons. So I finally managed to break this fear of going to a swimming pool, and I showed up. So I actually started swimming. A friend of mine happens to be a swimming teacher and an open sea swimming teacher. So she is my coach. Josephine, if you're watching this video, I want to thank you too for the amount of effort you will have to put into teaching me how to swim. I've been swimming around 5 times so far, and it's been brutal. See, I knew that swimming was going to be hard, but the amount of technique that goes into it and the coordination that is required to actually move in water is something that I wasn't ready for. And that's what I'm trying to get now. So the next few months are going to be only focused on getting faster at cycling and getting the technique of swimming as perfect as possible. Because once I get the technique correct in swimming, I'm sure I can add a lot of meters to my swimming sessions very quick, because my aerobic base and my overall fitness will be pretty high by then. There's 2 last things I want to tell you about. The first one is I am financially very deep down into this challenge. And when I say deep down, I mean I've spent my entire savings on this, and I don't plan on saving until I race the Copenhagen Ironman, which is going to be, by the way, the 16th of August 2026, because I managed to get a ticket and I paid around 1,000 euros for it. I don't have any money, and if I don't even know how to approach this, but if this video gets to a brand somehow that wants to sponsor me in any way, and when I say sponsor, I mean even giving me discounts for things that I will probably buy, I would appreciate it. The second thing I want to tell you is that I thought a lot about how happy I am about what I'm doing and how much this will impact my life. But I've also realized that doing this just for myself would be very egoistic, because if I get to finish this race, I will get to celebrate with my family. But there is one person in my family I will not be able to celebrate this with, and that is my grandma. The reason I would not be able to celebrate with her is because she suffers from Alzheimer, which is, in my opinion, the worst illness someone can get. And she's been struggling with Alzheimer for at least 12 years, which means she doesn't even remember who I am or who all of my family members actually are. So even though I don't have any money right now and I don't know how I should approach this, I want this to be a charity challenge. The reason I'm telling you this is because even though I have no idea how I should do this and how I should go about this at all, I want to raise some money for awareness and donate them to research against Alzheimer. I still have no idea how I should do it, so if you have any, and by sheer coincidence you got to the end of this video, please help me figure out how to do it. I will set it up. Maybe I will not make any money with this challenge, and if I don't make any, I will donate something myself. I will be able to save something up, but it means a lot to me to not just do this for myself and my own ego. So this was episode 3 of Becoming an Athlete. I didn't even touch the laptop, by the way, which means I probably forgot to say half the things. But that means that I'll just make episode 4